Hello, I've been feeling like a little Baldur's Gate, so we're gonna take a poke at Baldur's Gate. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a single player game or a single player game with all of my uh, 6 characters pre-made in the multiplayer thing. So I think I might as well make my own party. So we're gonna do some regeneration. We'll start with a big beefy tank. Human for nothing bad across the board. Just a fighter. Main character is going to be lawful good fighter just for the shop benefits and all that. 1889, that's a good roll up there. 20 wisdom. That's a spare. Right, I'm going to store that. I'm going to do a few rolls and see how we're looking. That's nothing. The goal is to get as close to an 18 with 100 or double zero up here as possible for the best 2 hit and 2 damage modifiers. Uh, I'm not gonna grind every character for 30 minutes on rolls to get there. The 89 we got the first time is actually pretty good. But I am going to do it a little bit and see if we can get a little higher. The mid 90 range is probably the best what we're going to hope for. Well, there's 0-0. Okay, so we're going to work with that. We're keeping that. All right, that's the best strength roll we can possibly get. Our wisdom stat is going to suffer a little bit, but we can take care of that later. Wisdom is for magic saves and stuff, which is really good on a tank. But that double zero is super important. Let's see. Large sword, that's 2-handers and long swords. Bastard swords, 2-handed swords, long swords, and scimitars. We're not going to be dual classing this guy. And probably bow as well. His bows benefit from strength. We'll put him in some shiny black.
Death to you all! Your life ends here.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
Onward! I feel this is my rightful place.
I can listen to him for most of the game. And I'm going to name him Steve. Alright, so we've got a fighter. So obviously we're going to need a cleric. So this will be our buff and heal support. Pick a good portrait. I like this one. That's the Jaheira portrait, but we're going to steal it because we're not going to take Jaheira because we're doing the multiplayer party. I like the elf for a cleric because you get some racial bonuses that help with getting put to sleep and confused and things, which is good for your heals and buffs. The downside to the elf is the high intelligence and high charisma dump. So wisdom at 18, dexterity for armor class, constitution, and we're going to need a lot more stat than that because we can't have 5 strength. We need to get our cleric into some plate, so that's a little better. I need to get a couple of more points. I think 50 is what we need for strength. That's not going to work. That's definitely not going to work. Nope. Maybe. Alright, we're going to have to roll with 13. And we're going to start with missile weapons and blunt weapons. Heal, buff, buff.
To battle!
All will die. Your life shall be mine. I deserve to be leader. Death will come soon. There are none more capable for this position.
To battle! This is where I should be. I grow weary.
That'll do. Rilla. Pardon me. Sorry, my cough's acting up. Should be okay. Alright, so now we need a thief. There's plenty of traps in the game, so I'm gonna go half elf, and I'm gonna multi-class the thief. Pardon me just a sec, I need to get some water. Alright. Chaotic Confer Thief. So, alright, I'm sorry. I gotta throw the BRB on. Okay, thanks for waiting. Right, back to our fighter thief. So we're going to be looking for the 1800 again on the strength, and we also have to manage dexterity, constitution, and intelligence so that we can use some magic items on the thief. So this is a pretty good roll. 1841 isn't great, but it does give us all the stats we need for utilitarian skills. So we're going to save it, and we're going to do a couple more rolls and see what we get. The thief class can use wands and scrolls for magic user spells. So, but it's dependent on the intelligence. We're gonna have a lot of magic because I do also plan on making a mage, and we already have a cleric. But we're gonna have plenty of physical damage too in the party. These rolls haven't been great, so we might have to. We're just gonna recall, and then this will be our thief. So opening locks. He uses this ability to pick padlocks, door locks, and combination locks, and to disable traps. So, which is different from finding traps. Tales of the Sword Coast does feature the Durlag's Tower content, so we are going to build our thief towards finding and disarming traps. But there's also a lot of locked doors and chests that can be opened with open locks for some good loot. So we're going to go into open locks first, and we're going to put everything in there. We'll be using a short bow and a small sword. And we'll do flat black.
Your life, I deserve to be. This is so utterly boring.
That'll do. Yeah. So that's probably a commentary on the stream, but character generation isn't particularly exciting. We had the highlight of it when I rolled the 00 on the strength modifier for the fighter. So we've got a fighter, a cleric, and a multi-class thief fighter. So now we need a magic user. And we're going to make ourselves a wizard bro. That'll do, I think. So I like my magic users to have quite a bit of magic resistances. So I'm going to go with an elf. I could go with a gnome, but I don't really feel like being an illusionist, so... Because this guy's meant for pure damage. I guess I could go... you know what, he's going to be a human. To go Specialist Mage, Invoker. And he gets some bonuses to how many attacky spells kind of he can use. Lawful Good Party. He doesn't need any charisma. He doesn't need any wisdom at the moment. His strength is going to be really low. But his intelligence, constitution, and dexterity are all going to be high. And we'll dump the last of it into wisdom. No, actually we're not going to do that, because he does need at least 10 or 12 strength. And then the wisdom will be whatever the wisdom is. I think he can get by with 10 strength. We'll do a few rolls and try to clean up the mess. Alright, that's considerably better. He'll be good with that. Missile weapons. I'll probably have him be using throwing darts and stuff like that. Magic missile, burning hands, and identify. Identify is going to save us a bunch of money down the road. And we'll put him in red.
Your life?
I alone belong here. I grow tired. I am certain to die without immediate aid.
And we need a name for him. Alvin. Fighter, cleric, thief, and mage. So now we get a couple of wild cards because we got all the basics covered. So I'm going to go with, for this run, I think I'm going to take a paladin. And they start with an automatic 17 charisma, so I'm going to use them as the party face. The challenging thing with the paladin is getting the roll to make the most of their abilities. So obviously they need dexterity and constitution to be tanky, but they're mainline fighters as well, so they need all the strength too. So this one's probably going to take a while. So that's passable. That's kind of like the minimum stats that a paladin needs to function. So we want to try to get more than that. Basically, nothing can roll under a 15. Right, we're gonna take the bare minimum roll that we got. The strength's not ideal, but there's items in the game that can help with that. We can always use potions and buffs as well. The paladin will be a little slow to start, but that it won't be too bad. We'll go large swords with the paladin as well. Actually, if we go spiked weapons, we can make use of some good flails. And I'll throw blunt on there too, because there's some pretty good blunt weapons in the game. And we'll go white and gold.
Death will come, there are none more. Ugh. I grow. All will die. None other than me should be in this place.
And that leaves us with our last party member. Bards aren't particularly good in Tales of the Sword Coast. They can be in the later games because they actually get some kits and the songs are considerably better. But for our purposes, we are going to take a multi-class fighter mage. And this feller is going to be pure physical and magical attack. We're not going to worry as much about his defenses. We're going to worry about his dexterity because that's armor class. But he's going to be on the back line, so Constitution we can waive a little bit. Although it looks like we don't have to. Okay, so that's very good for our little DPS cannon guy. And we're gonna give him bows and missile weapons. I'll give him spears, actually. Spears and missile weapons. And let's put him in purple.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
I'm just gonna hide that. Got to hide the little password thing there. Now we're just gonna import all our guys.
Onward!
We are importing.
To battle!
Actually, I'm gonna keep him green. That'll be fun.
Death to you all! Your life ends here.
Alright, we're gonna lock in.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
I love the narrator. Alright, so we have our party here.
It will be done.
This is a big
With
pre-made
ease.
party. So, it's probably not exactly how the game was intended to be played. This should be a multiplayer setup with a person playing each of these holes. I've just got myself, and I felt like doing kind of a power run, not so much of a story run. We are gonna watch all the videos and stuff, but so we've got Steve the Fighter, 1800 strength, 18 dexterity, 18 constitution, very dumb, very dumb. A nice high wisdom score for those magic saves, and no charisma. So we got the experience system. Kills and tasks award experience as per. Uh, Baldur's Gate is on the Thaco system, 2-hit armor class 0, and it's got all the speed rounds and whatnot. We get our saving throws. We're a large sword and a bow boy. Big to hit, big damage. Plenty of weight to carry around because we're going to need to get a lot of gold in loot items. So we got a pretty good start with the 630 gold, but we are going to ransack Candlekeep for experience and loot. Experience is divided among the party evenly, but we do have a couple of multi-classers, so their XP is going to be divided even further between their two classes when we look here. Our basic class guys are going to level up a little faster, but we've got some good stuff here. So I'm going to get up into the spell system here. There are mage spells and there are priest spells. Our paladin can't use priest spells yet, but she will be able to later. For now, we're going to stick to our mages. So this guy's a standard magic user, fighter, multi-class, so he only gets one level 1 spell at level 1. Our priest gets some heals. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to put the spells up for a little bit if anyone wants to read them themselves. So clerics get all of their spells per level in this box here, and you can take them out and put in different ones. If it's grayed out, you have to rest to regain the spell. We'll be doing plenty of that with this little button down here. Wizard spells, on the other hand, have to be magic user spells, have to be learned from scrolls. So our magic users just have what we brought into them, brought them in with from character creation. So magic missile is going to be our bread and butter. Very, very famous spells. Then we've got the burning hands. And identify. And we'll be using identify quite a bit. So that's that. I'm going to put up the party's basic stats here real quick.
You cannot save at this time.
Okay, so we've got a nice big party. I'm gonna go over what all the stats and stuff are as we start using them. For now, we're going to go ransack this inn.
Simpler done than said.
So gold is gold, and jewelry and stones and stuff, that's just for selling. These are mage scrolls. There's pre-scrolls too, but this is how our mages are going to learn more spells. You can only use them once, but you can also use them as a quick item.
Yes, simpler done than said.
Since I have a power party, I'm going to use a little bit of power strategy in some places. So this guy's going to catch us when we do our thievery. There's no way around it. But he's got some nice expensive things in this chest, which I really want. So I'm just going to take the hit. So you can see the cards are being summoned.
Joined the army.
So now we're going to get in trouble. But as long as we don't attack this guy or die. So
Surely.
that's a feature of the early CRPG games. He's not going to come down and he's not going to tell anybody. If we attacked him and killed him, we'd take some reputation hit. And our reputation is here. Reputation average 12. So it can go from 0 to 20, and 20 being the best and 0 being the worst. If your reputation is very low, when you do area transitions or interact with things, guards will just come and try to kill you constantly. All guards will be super aggro, and you won't be able to do anything. Everything will be extremely expensive from any vendor you can interact with. And the opposite at really good reputation. So we're going to try to keep our reputation high because we want shop discounts, access to vendors, and we don't want the law on our tails the entire game, because it is intended to be a penalty to gameplay if you are a bad boy.
With ease.
So now that we've done only a little bit of crime,
my hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
we're going to do a little
My
vending.
hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Alright, so we've got 840 gold, and we need to outfit our folks. So Steve is our mainline fighter. He's our big beefy boy. So he's going to need a helmet. Helmets protect against critical hits. And that's basically all there is to it. They can have magical effects, but if you don't have a helmet, your mainline fighter's going to get crit, and he's going to die. I'm going to give him a very big shield. Some split mail armor. And I'm not gonna get him an alternate weapon since we have so many people to kit out at the moment. But I am going to get him a bastard sword. Bastard swords. There aren't a particularly large amount of magical bastard swords, but the ones that are in the game are very good. They deal the same damage as a longsword, but they have 2 dice to cast, so they have a 2d4 instead of a 1d8 with a longsword. So the base damage is a little more consistent. Alright, so Steve's all set. Now we have to worry about our paladin. So our paladin's going to get a nice big 2-hander and some chainmail, because the shop is out of split mail, so chainmail is only slightly worse on armor class than the split mail. Our fighter thief needs some studded leather armor, a nice supply of arrows, and I'm just going to get a short bow for now, because we can loot some better bows off the ground later, and fairly early too. And this is the part where I have to remember who I gave what to. So our cleric is going to be using slings. And I'm just going to check the weapon proficiencies right quick. So, yep, Alvin needs missile weapons. And did I give... Yeah, okay. So our weird fighter mage gets missile weapons as well.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse. My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
He's very fond of that saying. So crossbows count as missile weapons. So that's what our DPS guy is going to be using. They're slow, but they can there's some pretty good ones, and bolts and arrows can have a wide range of magical properties, so that'll be good later. And our mage, where are they? Our mage is going to use darts, and like all the projectiles, darts can have some magical effects later. So we've got a good spread of ranged weapons and a couple of upfront fighters, and plenty of magic and buffs. And I'm a really big fan of the CRPG paper doll system that we're using here. I find it very satisfying. I'm not sure why. Yeah, we'll get her a helmet in a second. I forgot to get her a helmet. Did I give you a small sword? Right, we'll get a helmet and a small sword, short sword.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
These games feature a lot of inventory management, but I'm a big fan, so.
Yes?
Right, and now we are
With ease.
basically outfitted.
It will be done.
I am here.
What?
Stand ready.
So
It
with the
will be done.
CRPG games, we're going to be making liberal use of the quick save functionality. And we're going to go off into Candlekeep, and we're going to do some quests.
Your concern?
Our paladin has all that good charisma, so she's going to be our face
Hello
when we
there.
talk to people. And this lady wants a book.
This is where I should be.
And she says she left her book in the stables. So we're going to go over here.
What do you need?
I'll try to remember to keep the party on screen.
Hello there.
Yes? Certainly.
And this guy said he has another quest for us.
What do you need?
Ah. So there are temples to the many gods scattered throughout the world, mostly in cities, but there's some outside in the wilderness. This one's in Candlekeep.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
And they can heal our conditions and wounds and even do resurrection. We can donate money to any temple in certain increments of gold to raise our reputation. We don't have to do that right now, though, because we're good. And we have basic bartering. They sell potions and some curative scrolls. Different temples will sell different things. And they also offer identification services for our magical items, pardon me, that
I
we
am
don't
here.
know about. But we have a mage for that, so we don't have to spend 100 gold every time.
Hey,
All will die.
hey,
So this guy just wants to spar with us real quick, and we hit him a couple of times. And then combat ends. This dwarven gentleman here, though, has something for us to do.
By Moradin's hammer!
Yes, with ease.
And we have cleared out the rats. But what we do get to do is fish around in here for highlightable objects that contain loot. Silver ring. Nothing. Nothing. And nothing on the far wall.
Your concern? It is done. Certainly.
Our rules are very strict.
Our adopted father wants to talk to us, but we're gonna do as much as we can in Candlekeep before we go talk to Pops. Alright, so the bunkhouse is where we were supposed to get the antidote.
I have
For
a
the
blade
sick
with your
cow.
name on
Uh-oh.
it.
Indeed.
So someone appears to have sent an assassin after us.
Certainly.
Something on your mind?
Oh, thank you for the warning, but we already met one.
Indeed.
I should have joined the army.
Right, this gentleman wants some
I
crossbow
should have
bolts.
joined the army.
Oh, it has to be in our lead character, I guess. There we go.
Yes, it is
I
done.
should have joined the army.
10 gold and some experience.
It is done.
So now we need to find the chest of the antidote from Mr. Hull. Okay, there we go. And he needs his sword too.
Your
We haven't talked to
concern?
him, but we'll talk
It
to
is
him
done.
on our way back. Sorry, I'm not doing a good job keeping the party on screen for the transitions. So this is the map screen. It goes to global. This black stuff is the fog of war. It's everything we haven't explored. So it's a helpful way to keep track and everything. So this yawning gentleman is Hull, the guard who drinks a lot.
Yes, it is done.
So we're making a little gold, we're getting some experience. And we're also learning that outside the gates, there's an iron shortage. And mercenaries and bandits are all going crazy.
Wisdom is only possessed by the learned.
What do you need?
Alright, let's go see our dad. Our foster father, the sage Gorion.
Hey, it's me, Emmowen.
This is our foster sister, Imoen. She won't be making much of an appearance in this game because I'm doing the power party.
Oh, my child, I am glad I have found you. Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them. Let's hurry, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I will explain everything as soon as there is time. Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Run, child. Get out of here!
The dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Hey, it's me, Emmoen. You're a queer fellow.
So
I am here. It is done.
we won't be taking Imoen with us. Let's go check out Let's go check out where Dad died. And we are just going to loot up Dad's body. He does have a letter. Alright, so
Your concern?
we were definitely fleeing, and fleeing on advice. We have our own party, so we're not going to talk to the party NPCs. But we will start talking to people soon. Those are some dirty boys anyway. We can't have our lawful good party associating with those ne'er-do-wells. And what's this behind the tree? Ooh, secrets.
Oh there, wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks, strange old white-haired man dressed in red carrying a staff. These little blue guys are nasty. But we're well equipped and our statistics are really good, so basic little things like these level 1 encounter monsters aren't going to be too bad.
I stand ready.
And I know where there's lots of secrets. So here we have an unidentified item. It's a ring, so we don't know what it does. So we could give it to our mage. We can unmemorize that spell, and we can set up the identify spell, and then we can have a quick rest.
What would you have me do?
And now he can identify it by spell. And a ring of protection +1. And anyone can use this ring, but we're going to give it to our big beefy guy for now.
I am here. Certainly.
More of the diseased gibberlings. So they can actually pass disease to us. But we've got plenty of ranged stuff to attack them with. So, and our melee fighters are pretty set for armor class at the moment. but we're gonna make a beeline right for the inn. And I think I'm gonna leave this session off right as we get to the inn. But I might continue on. Here we go. Headed to the friendly arm.
Indeed.
And since I'm already looting all the secrets, I might as well get the one over here too. This one's extremely powerful and extremely valuable, so I might stash it for later, just to keep the challenge up a little. If I sell that ring's called the Ring of Wizardry. If I sell that right now, I can immediately put my fighter into pure full plate. Or I can give it to one of my mages, and it will double the number of first level magic spells they can use per day. So
Yes, certainly.
it's pretty... It's one of the best items in the game, especially for mages. I'm not sure if I should sit on it or not. Could use it.
Hi, friend.
Your life shall be mine.
I believe we've been met with another assassin. So, oh, there's a bounty notice out on us. And we are worth 200 coins of gold.
I am here. It is done.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Indeed.
Hey, friend. Good to meet a fine sod such as yourself.
Where are the roads cut off?
How long must we wait here? Things stir to the south as we sit.
Alright, we've made it safely to Candlekeep with our overpowered party. And I think that's a good place to stop for now. That's sort of Part 1, Chapter 1.
Please, seat yourselves wherever you wish.